Good morning. Let's adjust this thing. I'm my own cameraman today. Welcome to the Greek Kitchen. My name is Joe, aka Papu, and I'm here to show you how to roll some stuffed grape leaves, or as the Greek people pronounce it, dolmades, not dolmates, dolmades, T-H-E-Z. I mean, you say that enough times, I think I literally sprained my tongue one time, so we just call it dolma. Dolma for short. And there's certainly a technique to making this, and I'm going to try to show it to you this morning. Obviously, we're taking precautions here at the Greek Kitchen during this COVID-19. We're all praying that this thing gets over quickly so we can get back to our full business again. I just want to give a shout out to my beautiful wife, Lisa. She's out running a few errands this morning so I can have the place to myself. We're coming up on our 1-year wedding anniversary, coming up in the first part of June. If you look at my old Facebook page, you'll see a picture of me when I proposed to her with long hair. It was like down to here. I looked like one of those cavemen, you know, from those Geico commercials. And I was actually thinking about auditioning for one of those, but I don't have any eyebrows left. Check this out. No eyebrows. That's from doing all that saganaki, all that flaming cheese that we do here. I'm a company man. What can I say? I take one for the team. But it's a wonderful appetizer. If you never have a chance to try it, you are going to regret it for the rest of your life. Okay, so rolling a dolma is like, and I do some finished ones here, is like rolling a fine Cuban cigar. Or if you're from the 60s, a big fatty, like a Bob Marley fatty. And there's probably nothing better than a fine Cuban cigar, except maybe a fatty from the 60s. Do they still roll those? I wouldn't know. That's in my past. We're not going to talk about that. Okay, so rolling the dolma, there is a technique. I'm going to show you a little bit slower, and then I'll speed it up for you. The leaves are so important. If they're too small, this is a leaf that's way too small. If you roll the meat up in there, the customers are going to think they're getting ripped off because you're getting a little stub, and that's not good. And you don't want to make a really large one with a big leaf because then you're giving them too much. Normally that's the Greek way, giving them too much, but you want to make them consistent. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. So small leaves, I'm going to put back in here in the jar with the brine. Hopefully they'll grow bigger with their family in there. The ones that are too small and the ones that are too large we use as pot liners, because when we put these in the pot to boil, you want to make sure there's 3 to 4 layers of the leaves down there so the leaves that are rolled are not going to burn. So that's very, very important. So when you get a nice size leaf, here we go. This is beautiful. My precious, yes. To me, this is like Picasso work right here. It's those little simple things in life. So I'm going to grab the meat, and when you've done as many as I have, you could probably do them in your sleep. In fact, I probably did. That's why I keep waking my wife up. You get to learn a certain amount where they're all about the same size. Lisa likes to take a big clump and then use the shape of the leaf as she's rolling it to mold the shape of the meat. I don't do that. I just like to pre-form it. And after you do them a while, you kind of know if you've got too much meat in your hands or too little. Too little, you add. So if you look at it, they're about the same size, and that's how I roll. Pardon the joke. Okay, so we're putting these in at the very bottom of the grape leaf. We're turning them over, and after the first revolution, we're going to flip one over here, so make sure you can see this. Flip over the second side, and roll it up like that. And again, you want to make sure the leaves are relatively larger, but not too big. This can be very tedious work, it really can. You roll a few thousand of these things, but you have to look at things differently. If you're doing the same thing all the time, and this isn't the only thing we make here, obviously, you have to look at it in a different light. If anything, just to maybe entertain yourself, keep yourself amused. With me, I'm going to digress back to Jeff Spicoli, one of my favorite characters, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Probably the role he hated the most, but I think most Americans liked the most. And I have to just look at this thing and just tell myself, Doma is life. Life is Doma, okay? I am the Doma King. With this mask, I'm like the Doma surgeon. That I am the Doma King because I have made these, and I've gotten very fast at it. I've made so many of these, but it's great therapy. Like Bruce Lee probably said one time, you must focus on one thing and do one thing well. If he didn't, he should have said it. And if he didn't, I get credit for it. Okay, so we're rolling another one here, and I've already rolled about a dozen of them. Now I'm going to do this one faster. If you don't do it at a decent pace, it literally will take you hours to do one pot. All right. So back in you go. We're going to roll this up one time, flap over, and boom. So this is how we roll domadas. This is ground beef with seasonings in it, and I would tell you the seasonings, but they're Lisa's recipes, and we don't give out our recipes because they're so good, and she probably keeps them locked in a safe anyway, probably with a booby trap in case somebody that doesn't work here tries to break in and steal her amazing recipes. Lisa is a culinary genius. I mean, she could literally take a pile of dog poop and turn it into a gourmet meal. I kid you not. She is so good. So the domades, once we get enough of them rolled, we put them in the pot, the 3 to 4 layers on the bottom so they don't burn, and then we circle them from the outside and bring them all the way in. So they kind of look like this. And I do 3 layers. We use a smaller pot. Each one of these has to be tight up against each other as you bring it from the outside in. And then the next layer you put on top holds them down from the top. And the third layer does the same thing, but what's going to hold the third layer down? Well, we use ceramic plates. I use 3. Some people use 1 large one. Tried it, didn't work. It just rolls right off the side because those bubbles just keep pushing these things up from the bottom. And when you have bubbles, you're going to have these things tearing apart if they're not secured properly. So I use 3 ceramic plates, slices of lemon go in there, and we get a ceramic, or sorry, not a ceramic, a cast iron, big cast iron piece that we set on top of that to hold everything down. So we put the water in, we fill it about this high over the last plate, and then once the lemons go in, I put that cast iron on top, and that pushes everything down, and for the most part, it holds it all down. Hard boil it for about 5 minutes until it hard boils. Then we turn it all the way down low, and we let it run for about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes. And then you get these amazing, amazing domades, and trust me, Lisa's are the best. She does an amazing job with that. So, one last thing. To keep yourself from getting bored doing this, and it can get boring, I want you to remember this technique. It's rolling, it's flapping, it's rolling. So here is the Doma dance I just made up. You ready for this? Stand back. Okay. You're rolling, you're flapping, you're rolling, you're flapping, you're rolling, you're flapping. I wish I had some music because I got some pretty good moves right here. I hope this catches on, becomes a national thing. I doubt it. A 62-year-old man trying to act like he knows how to dance. So here we go. Do this really quickly. This is how we roll domades here at the Greek Kitchen. In conclusion, please stay very safe out there. Keep your social distancing. Please come to see us at the Greek Kitchen. And we hope you enjoy everything that you've seen in this video. I hope you've learned something. And we hope to see you here in Kirkwood at the Greek Kitchen. For now, this is Yaya and Papu. Although she's not here, she's here in spirit, saying Efharisto. Thank you so much.